Hi, everyone. Welcome and thank you for joining us today as we are getting to learn more about Hanover College. So just a couple of things. Again, thank you for joining us. Sign up for more sessions. So as great as it is to learn about Hanover, there are a lot of other really awesome schools, colleges, and universities for you to learn more about. You can sign up for those by registering on our website at InACAC.org. All of our sessions are being recorded, including this one. So if you're not able to make it to some of them because of other commitments, you can check out our website and they will be posted within the next week or two. Your camera and microphone are off. So we can't see your beautiful faces, but there is a way for you to ask any questions that you may have by clicking that Q&A button. So make sure that you ask all the questions that you may have. Now I'm going to turn it over to Amay from Hanover to teach you a little bit more about their amazing college.
Thank you so much. What a lovely introduction. All right, I'm going to share my screen, you guys. So here we go. From the beginning. Hanover College, a place to belong, a person to become. I am really proud of that brand new tagline because I think it just perfectly encapsulates who we are. We want you to feel as though you belong, and we want you to optimize every opportunity you have to become the person who you want to be once you have navigated through your higher education. So thank you so much for joining us this evening. I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. We've got a great audience tonight. I appreciate you making time for me. I know everybody's schedule is really busy, so I'm going to get to it, and I'm going to hope that the information that I'm presenting is helpful to you. So my name is Amay Shireman, and I'm the Senior Associate Director of Admission at Hanover College. I'm actually a regional representative, which means I am based in Indianapolis. So I have the good fortune and pleasure of raising a son with my husband in Washington Township. We have deep roots within the greater metropolitan Indianapolis area, and it's a pleasure and privilege to get to work with all of the awesome high schools that are part of my territory. So if you're a student in Marion County or one of the contiguous counties, sometimes we call them the donut counties, don't hesitate to call or text or email me if you'd like some additional information about Hanover College or just some advice about college in general. I'm happy to help. I'm also happy to help put you in touch with your admission counselor if you are a student who's joining me tonight and you don't reside in the greater metro Indy area. So a lot of times students will ask me really quickly, describe Hanover College. And aside from it's beautiful, we are consistently ranked one of the top 100, if not 50, if not 20, most beautiful campuses in the country. And it literally looks like what you see behind me. There's a lot more color right now. Fall is a beautiful time to visit our campus. So come on down. We have live visits available. But when students say, you know, how would you describe your institution? The first thing I tell them is we're small. And we believe in small. We believe in small but mighty. So we'll talk a little bit about that as it relates to return on investment and outcomes. And we believe in small as it relates to community. We're a private liberal arts institution, and we'll talk a little bit about that. And we are established. We're actually Indiana's oldest private liberal arts college. So I mentioned that we are a private liberal arts college. What does that mean? Well, really the foundation of your college search most likely lies not only in fit, does it feel right, but academically, how do they deliver content, right? How do they deliver knowledge and learning? What does that look like? Well, at Hanover, we have a very comprehensive, holistic curriculum. That's part of the liberal arts. That's part of the beauty of the liberal arts, is that you're gonna learn a lot about anything from subjects ranging from A to Z. So not only are you going to have a deeper and richer breadth of content as it relates to your major because of those small class sizes, you're also going to have access to other courses outside of your major that will teach you skills that complement what you're learning. So I love the fact that we practice integrative learning. I also like the fact that we practice experiential learning. We think it's important that you get out and practice what it is we're preaching, so to speak. So we want students outside of the classroom as quickly as possible in an internship or externship experience. We also offer live instruction as it relates to, let's say, live case studies is what I should say. So for example, our students in business, right, are doing live case study analysis from day one. Our students who are interested in health and biomedical sciences have access to a state-of-the-art cadaver lab on our campus, as well as a simulator lab. So we believe in practicing what it is you're learning. Not only does it give you great experience in that particular field, gives you confidence as to whether or not you're choosing the right major, the right pathway, but it also gives you exposure, and that results in career readiness. You've met with folks in lots of different places, lots of different positions, coming from lots of different backgrounds already through the experiential learning opportunities that you've had. And so you are ready because you've tested the waters. You know, as far as a career, where you're headed, at least for that next chapter after higher education or after your higher education. 12-to-1 student faculty ratio, average class size, as I mentioned, of 17. When we think about our most distinctive programs, you know, we have over 34 different majors, including the option for students to design their own major. But when we look at the highest volume of graduates, we look at strength of national reputation, reputation within the Midwest. Some of the programs that sort of bubble to the top would include education, communication, natural sciences. A lot of that has to do with our physical location. Engineering, health sciences, and of course the Business Scholars Program. We love study abroad. So while we think this campus is absolutely gorgeous, and why would you want to go anywhere else, we know it's a big, wide world. And so we want you to get out and explore beyond just the four walls of Hanover College. So we incentivize our students by making fall or winter term travel abroad at no additional cost outside of travel to your destination. All of your scholarship transfers, all of your financial aid transfers, you are good to go as it relates to your out-of-pocket cost, because you will be charged the same indirect costs for traveling to Fiji or New Zealand or Germany for the fall semester as you would be if you were studying at Hanover College in Hanover, Indiana. We think it's that important that we send our aid abroad so that students have the opportunity to, again, explore the big wide world around them. We also offer, I forgot to mention, we have a 4-4-1 calendar, which is a fall, winter, traditional 2-semester calendar, followed by a 1-month May term. We used to call it spring term. It happens during the month of May. That's also a great opportunity for students to travel abroad. Maybe you don't want to go for an entire semester, you'd like to go short term. We also offer other off-campus experiences that happen here in the United States. So a lot of students take off during May term, but it still leaves for a lot of great times and great opportunities for those who stay back. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. Athletics is big on our campus. We have about 50%, I would say we have about 50% of our students on a varsity athletic roster. We think it's really important that if athletics or arts or, you know, let's say leadership or service, if those are things that have been a part of your formula for success, then let's not mess with that formula. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it rolling if we can. And often the Division III opportunity offers that platform for students to feel comfortable about making the decision to carry on their interest in playing a sport in college. Again, I mentioned we were small but mighty. I'm so proud of the fact that we have over 37 different conference championship titles. I'm really proud of the fact that we have won the 2019 and 2020 Commissioner's Cup Award, which means collectively we have the highest number of conference titles within our conference. So again, athletics is something that we take seriously at Hanover College, but you'll always be a student before you'll be an athlete. Student and residence life Things that you can do outside of athletics. Let's say you have a passion for volunteer service. That's part of the mission and vision of Hanover College. And so any number of our 70 plus clubs and organizations have a philanthropic tie or foundation, or have an approach that would include a commitment to social justice, cultural awareness. And so I love the fact that not only are our students active, they're engaged. They are engaged. So we have, again, over 70 clubs and organizations for students to participate in. We have a very active Greek system. I was thrilled to be a part of that when I was a student at Hanover College, but I'm also really excited now to see the growth and the explosion in the number of clubs and organizations outside of Greek life. So there's something truly for everyone. I mentioned traditions and fun things, especially if you're hanging on campus for spring term. Not only is there just amazing, amazing hiking, we have over a dozen waterfalls. We sit on literally 650, I think, of the most beautiful acreage in Indiana. So there are tons of ways for students to get out and explore physically the campus. But we also have some really special traditions, including bingo. Our students love bingo. I don't know what it is, but I mean, they dig it, which is great. I love that that's something unique to our campus. During spring term, we've got the all-night wiffle ball tournament, which is a lot of fun, highly competitive, but also offers a philanthropic tie-in, so students who participate are able to give back. I always think it's important to talk about dining options. I know that I have a lot of students who are looking into college and university, but who bring with them challenges as it relates to their nutritional plan. And so while you've been at home and mom and dad, or the person who has cared for you, has been able to sort of control that, now you're gonna go off to college, and will you have the same meal options? Will the same care be made in preparing your food, especially if you're a student who has food sensitivities? And I am thrilled with Parkhurst Dining. They've done a fantastic job of making sure that we have as many farm to table options, fresh local food, as well as alternatives for students who do have food sensitivities. They will work with you to customize an individual nutritional plan so that you're not just having to eat the same thing because it's the only thing you can eat, but you have a lot of options to choose from. And we all know it takes good fuel in the tank in order to be able to perform outside on the court, or field, I should say, or inside on the court, or on the stage, or in the classroom. Hanover, I'm thrilled to say, has made over $10 worth of investment in our upgrading a lot of our campus facilities, in particular, a lot of focus on our first year dorms. We're doing a lot of upgrading to our infrastructure. So if you come to campus, and I hope you will, pardon our mess, but look at our progress and look forward to seeing that progress come to fruition at the end of this academic year. So let's talk very quickly about admission. I know some of you are juniors, most of you are seniors, but let's talk a little bit about this process just so everyone's on the same page. Early decision is for students who are 100% committed to Hanover College. Early decision offers students an early look at their financial aid notification as well. So if you decide to apply for early decision, understand it is a contract, it's binding, it will obligate you to attend, but know that you don't have to make that decision blindly. If you're interested in learning more about the estimate process, the financial aid estimate process, let me know. I'd be very happy to help. But again, it's for a small number of students who have done their homework and know truly in their heart this is where they want to be. The majority of my students will apply using early action, and early action still affords you priority consideration for all of our scholarships for admission, general admission to the institution, but it's non-binding. It doesn't require you to attend the institution. It means that you're interested, we're one of your top choices, but again, plural choices. You're looking at a lot of different schools. The benefit is that it does maximize your consideration for admission and scholarship. The other benefit is that you'll know sooner, especially my students who file their FAFSA and apply using either early action or early decision. You will receive your financial aid notification as part of our first round of financial aid packages. So it gives you a much longer period of time to discern whether or not Hanover is the right fit for you. We do accept the common application. We also have our own institutional application. We do require an official transcript. We've been test optional since 2017. That means you have the option of whether or not you want to submit your SAT or ACT. We will not give preference for students who do. We will not look negatively upon students who do not provide that information. We think you should have the right to determine whether or not you feel that exam score is a good reflection of your potential to succeed academically at a place like Hanover. If you do not feel that that's a good reflection, understand that as an institution, we practice what's called holistic admission. And so we are going to look deeply into the quality of your high school, the types of classes that you've taken. Have you maximized the opportunities you've had to take college prep courses? And we're going to look at those additional materials for additional context. What have you done outside of the classroom? We get that information from your resume. What's maybe a life-changing experience that you've had, a challenge that you faced, a goal that you've accomplished, or maybe an occasion where you failed and you want to share what you've learned from that. All of that comes through the essay. And then letters of recommendation just to reaffirm that you are a great candidate for admission. All of those pieces are the primary foundation through which we make our admission decision. It's not a test score. So I've got some students who take the exam and do beautifully. If they want to submit that information to me, that's great. But also understand, don't wait to submit your test scores. If you're having difficulty taking the exam, you can complete the application at Hanover without that test. And don't hesitate to mark yourself as test optional if you don't feel that that best reflects your potential to succeed. Financial aid and scholarships. We're very transparent. So again, I mentioned we're test optional. So for students who have an exam score and know their GPA, you can sort of look at our grid to determine where you would fall. For my students who have their GPA only, know that we're using the weighted GPA when we review you for scholarship. This information is available on our website, and I think it's important also to note at this point in time, I tell my parents, trust the process. File the FAFSA, make sure you leave no stone unturned when trying to lower that direct cost of attendance, and know that merit aid or scholarship aid, like what you see here, scholarship I should say, like what you see here, is just one piece of the puzzle. A couple of other pieces of the puzzle specific to Hanover include the Crow Scholarship Competition. This is part of the way that we've grown over 70 clubs and organizations, is by attracting students through the Crow Scholarship Competition who bring their talent, their energy, their time, their passion for causes outside of the classroom, and they carry forward the great work of the existing clubs and organizations, but create new opportunities for our students to get involved and maybe seek out some leadership through those co-curricular opportunities. It's also a way for us to bring students who show remarkable talent in the classroom into our academic departments. So the Crow Scholarship is a fantastic scholarship opportunity for students to apply from. You can do so online, but also don't hesitate to reach out to your counselor, especially if you've not submitted a resume and you think, you know, I'm probably eligible for that. Go ahead and send that information. Give us all that we can get our hands on in order to make sure that we're considering you for these types of opportunities. In addition to the Crow Scholarship, we have things like the Music Scholarship Competition for both majors and non-majors. For students who are participating tonight, my seniors who took advantage of this evening presentation and have filed the FAFSA, congratulations, it's worth $1,000 times 4. So we will offer you the Campus Experience Award. That's for folks who participate in both the virtual appointments or make a live appointment to campus. The Benjamin Templeton Scholars Competition, again, we get a lot of the information we need as your admission counselor through the essay, letters of recommendation, and resume to nominate our students for programs like the Templeton Scholars Competition. This is a way for us to attract emerging leaders, thought leaders, who have a real passion for social justice, equity, inclusivity, equality, awareness, and they have demonstrated that passion through their involvement, either through school or church in their local community, or even throughout the state or nation. So it's a really great way for us to continue to reinforce and reimagine the possibilities that come with our commitment and our vision for social justice. If you're a Lilly Scholar, if you're a student who's interested in applying for the Lilly Scholarship Program, you should list Hanover College, because not only will you get full tuition from the Lilly Foundation, we'll throw in room and board and one off-campus May term experience. We are what I like to call a Pell Promise institution. That means if you are a student who is Pell eligible, we will meet up to full tuition for you to attend Hanover College. We also participate in First Robotics. That scholarship program offers an additional $2,000 on top of your merit scholarship and other aid that you're eligible to receive. But again, don't forget, it's really important that you file that FAFSA, because it really is the best way to leave no stone unturned as it relates to additional assistance. Make sure if you have questions, you're talking to folks like me, your admission counselor. Make sure also that you're communicating with your high school counselor or college counselor so they know who's on your radar and can keep watch as it relates to scholarship notifications or other opportunities. Finally, I think it's really important to speak to the investment that you're making in a Hanover College education. And here's where I like to say we are small but mighty. And what does that mean? Hanover College, a total enrollment of 1,050 students, we are in the top 25% of colleges and universities nationwide when it comes to the number of dollars we invest back into student support services. So just take a moment. There are over 3,000 colleges and universities in the United States of America. Some are smaller than Hanover College. Many, in fact, probably the majority, are larger, if not much larger than Hanover College. And we sit in the top 25% nationwide when we look at the number of dollars we are investing back into you as a student. So when I have families say, cost of attendance, it's a little bit higher, it's worth it because those dollars are going to support you and your success. 99% of our students, here's another fabulous statistic as it relates to return on investment. 99% of our students are employed in a job that relates to their major, requires a degree, relates to their major. 99% of our graduates are employed within 7 months. Now, baked into that number, about 1/3 of those students are in professional school or graduate school. 94% of our professors have terminal degrees in their teaching content area, which means they're true experts in the field. Internships are available for all of our students. And I shouldn't just say they're available, they're expected of all of our students. And every single student has an advisor in their academic major. So as a parent, that makes me feel really good to know that the person advising my son will have knowledge specific to the requirements and the academic opportunities, as well as maybe opportunities for research or internships, specifically in my son's major. I think that's fantastic. We are so confident that you can do it all. We're small, so you can do it all. And we're so confident that you can do it all that we've rolled out a 4-year guarantee. This is something else I'm really proud of. Students who have a misstep along the way, let's say they are short the credits they need to graduate in 4 years, that's on us. So we will pay for that 5th year of tuition so that you can complete your degree. We are so confident that we can graduate you as an athlete, as an artist, as a student who's traveled abroad, who's done internships, maybe been a double major, any number of things. We're so confident that you can optimize your experience, optimize your investment in a place like Hanover College, that we have put our money where our mouth is to say, you can get it done in 4 years. In fact, we'll make sure, we'll guarantee that you get it done in 4 years. And I think as a parent, that's something that I appreciate just as much as all of the other wonderful features and characteristics and opportunities that I've shared with you tonight. So that concludes my presentation. I am going to take a look to see if we have any questions right now. Feel free, if you have them, to pop them in the chat. We'll wait just a few minutes. Good question here about whether or not the essay is required. The extra pieces that I mentioned, that's a good catch. One of the students who joined me tonight said it looked like those pieces are optional. So here's what I will tell you. I look at the transcript first, and I've done this for 25 years. I love this work. I'm so blessed to be able to work in this field and help students and families navigate this journey. I love it. The first thing that I'm going to look at, and that I've been trained to look to, is the transcript. So I take a look to see at the types of courses you've taken, obviously the quality of high school that you've attended. I'm looking at how many AP credits you have, or dual credits you have, or IB credits you have, but I'm really getting to know you as the student or schedule, right? I'm getting to know your schedule, that's what I should say. And then occasionally I'll have students, usually about half and half, who will submit an SAT score. I'll take a look at that, or an ACT score. If they don't submit it, I'm going to move on to what other pieces of the application are required. So that's the actual physical application, obviously, well, it's electronic, but application for admission. I'm going to look for those additional pieces because they breathe life into those other pieces I've just reviewed. So when I'm looking at students and they only submit the bare bones of the application, I don't have that additional context to know, oh, and by the way, in addition to a really great GPA and schedule, I've been president of this club, or first chair viola, or I've worked 35 hours a week. I'm a shift manager. I'm amazed at the number of students I have who are working and working as managers. Fantastic. I've been in 4-H for 10 years. I'm a 2-sport athlete. You know, any number of opportunities or activities or awards or accomplishments, those things start to add character to the application. I start to think to myself, oh my gosh, this is a really great student outside of the classroom as well. And then I always look for the essay, because the essay, in my opinion, gives voice to the application. You're more than just a list of accomplishments and a high school schedule. You're more than that. And so I always like to hear the voice of the applicant when I read an application for admission. It often just tells me more about who you are and what talent and contributions and characteristics you would bring to campus through that piece of writing. Often that can be as effective, if not more so, as that great schedule and that list of accomplishments outside of the classroom. Those are important things, and they certainly speak to who you are and all that you've accomplished. But the essay, in my opinion, is what really gives your application voice. It brings it to life. So why not take the opportunity to put forward the best possible quality, highest quality application that you can, and include those additional materials, even if they aren't required. Great question. Very long answer, but that was a great question. So I am not seeing any other questions, which is great. It either means I gave you all of the information that you needed to know, or you guys have hopped off and started applying for admission to Hanover College. And I'm going to hope that's the case. Again, my name's May Shireman. I'm the Senior Associate Director. My information will be made available through the recording on this presentation, but you can also find me at hanover.edu. Thanks so much for joining me, and have a great, healthy, and happy senior year.
All right, thank you so much, May. Just to let you all know, as soon as this presentation does end, there is going to be a quick survey that pops up for you. It's only about 4 questions. So if you could please fill that out for both InACAC purposes and to send a May, that'd be really great. Just a reminder again to sign up for more sessions, really great ones throughout the next week or so. And for those that you cannot attend but would like to, the recordings will be made available on InACAC's website. That's all we have for you all tonight. Thank you all so much, and have a great rest of your week.